Hello, I'm Tim Cook. Today, I'll talk about the history of company foundation. In 1976, Apple was founded by three men, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. However, Ronald Wayne decided to leave the company only a couple of weeks after it was founded. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, who brought to the new company a vision of changing the way people viewed computers. Jobs and Wozniak wanted to make computers small enough for people to have them in their homes or offices. Simply put, they wanted a computer that was user-friendly. Jobs and Wozniak started out building the Apple I in Jobs' garage and sold them without a monitor, keyboard, or casing, which they decided to add on in 1977. In 1977, the Apple II was introduced, also by Wozniak. The Apple II revolutionized the computer industry with the introduction of the first ever color graphics. By 1978, Apple had a real office with several employees and an Apple II production line. Apple continued its history by announcing the Apple III in 1980. Although the machine was sold to compete with devices from IBM or Microsoft, it was only seen as a temporary solution. Ultimately, Jobs believed that the future of computing was the graphical user interface, GUI, which we still use today. In 1983, Jobs hired John Sculley as a new Apple CEO, who was the youngest CEO of Pepsi during the time. In 1985, as friction grew between Jobs and Sculley, Jobs attempted to oust Sculley by staging a coup which then backfired. The Apple's board took Sculley's side and removed Jobs from his managerial duties. After the departure of Jobs, Wozniak also left Apple by selling most of his shares. He said that, without Jobs, the company went in the wrong direction. In the 90s, under the leadership of Sculley, Apple entered many new areas, but it did not seem to be very successful. From 1990 to 1993, the device that made the most of Apple's impression was the Newton Message Pad, but due to its price of $700 and only basic features, the fate of this device was also bleak. With the highly unsuccessful line of products and the costly decision to move to PowerPC, the Apple board had had enough. In 1993, Sculley was fired and replaced by Michael Spindler as the new CEO, a German expatriate who had been with Apple since the 1980s. Although the CEO changed, the situation was still getting worse, and he was replaced by Gil Amelio in 1996. Amelio made several changes such as including extensive layoffs and cut costs. His tenure was also troubled as the Apple stock hit a 12-year low. Amelio then decided to purchase Jobs' NeXT in February of 1997 and brought back Steve Jobs to Apple. Jobs convinced the board to make him the interim CEO in July 1997. Due to the huge financial losses and a 3-year record low stock price, the board agreed with Jobs. Amelio resigned a week later. On November 10, 1997, Apple introduced the online Apple Store. Jobs was impressed by the design talent of Jonathan Ive and they paired to rebuild Apple's status. The iMac was introduced on August 15, 1998, an all-in-one computer. Jonathan Ive led the iMac design team and he would later design the iPod and the iPhone. The Mac OS X was introduced in place of System 7 in 2001, which was based on the operating system from NeXT computers. In the same year, the iPod portable digital audio player was released, and it sold 100 million units within 6 years. Apple's iTunes Music Store was introduced in 2003 and the service offered online music downloads for 99 cents per song and also integrated it to the iPod. iTunes became the world's largest music retailer by 2005. In 2006, Apple finally decided to switch to an Intel-based system architecture. The MacBook Pro was Apple's first laptop with an Intel Core processor. The iPhone was announced at the Macworld Expo on January 9, 2007. Jobs also announced that Apple Computer Incorporated would thereafter be called Apple Incorporated, as the company had widened its emphasis to consumer electronics as well. 270,000 iPhones were sold during the first 30 hours of its sales, and it came out to be known as a game changer for the industry. Widespread success was achieved with the introduction of iPhone, iPod Touch and iPad products. The App Store was launched by Apple in July 2008 to sell third-party applications for the iPhone and iPod Touch. Steve Jobs resigned from his position as CEO due to health factors on August 24, 2011, and was replaced by me. Jobs passed away on October 5, 2011, which marked the end of an incredible era for Apple and brought a big diversion in Apple's history. Behind the success of a company, there are a lot of difficulties and challenges. We hope our short video can bring you an overview of the history of Apple Incorporated.